good, Raider Nation? It's Raider220. We're back with another episode. Today is the number 3 positional need for the Raiders. I'm going to cover that. That's linebackers. I decided to break it up into inside and outside linebackers for this topic, or for this position. I'm going to go 3 inside, 3 outside linebackers, 2 veterans, and 1 younger player, considering the ages of the veterans that I've chosen. So let's just get it started without further ado. First up is Quan Alexander. He is the youthful linebacker here. He's an inside linebacker. He's drafted by Tampa Bay. 2015, he's from LSU. But you can see all his stats and everything here. I think he could provide some help, some depth. He might even start for us. He's been with 2 teams now, New Orleans and Tampa Bay. Had a few injuries, 27 years old, almost 28. He's really, really someone I did admire at Tampa. I didn't really watch him in New Orleans as much. I didn't watch as closely, but he's someone that I definitely wanted the Raiders to pick up when he was a free agent from Tampa. So anyway, he's the first one on the inside linebackers, and like I said, he's the young one of the group of inside linebackers. Second up, I have Kyle Van Noy. Kyle Van Noy obviously is familiar with our coaching staff, so we've got ties there. Plus, he's a great player. He's been in the league for several years now. Came in 2014. It looks like he'll be 32 this year. So he's someone, like I said, that could come in. He'd already know the system, could teach it to some of the other players, and be a veteran presence. So he's someone I would love to bring in. I'm not sure if they've had any talks with him or anything, but he's someone that other content creators have also mentioned, and I have to agree that he would be someone that could be beneficial to the Raiders. Linebacker's never been a strong suit for us, so I'd love to have one, especially one that has the pedigree that he has coming from New England, that winning culture. And like I said, he already has a relationship with all the coaches, or a lot of the coaches that came over this year. So anyway, next up, Dante Hightower. Pretty much everything I said about the last one, Kyle Van Noy, we could say about him. He's familiar with all the coaches. He's a veteran. He's 32 years old this year. He's been a beast for years. I'd love to have him. Once again, he's someone else I've watched from afar and seen what he's done. So I'd like to see him come across. And that's the third and final inside linebacker that I'd like to see the Raiders bring in. There's obviously more, but I wanted to make this list only 6 people long, so I just broke it up into 3 inside and 3 outside linebackers. Like I said, 2 of them are former Patriots, very, very familiar with the system, very familiar with the coaching staff, so they would be great pickups. Quan Alexander, I threw him in there because, like I said, I watched him at Tampa, and I was always a big fan of his. Loved to see him in the silver and black, if you know what I mean. So moving on to our next one. These are going to be our outside linebackers. Anthony Barr, another great player that I've watched from afar. He's had some injuries, but obviously he's from the West Coast, I'm sure. Well, he went to UCLA anyway. Not sure where he's actually from, but I do know he has played very well in the NFL since coming from UCLA. He's 30 years old, and he could definitely make a difference and help us out. Next up would be Jamie Collins. He's also another player that's familiar with the New England system and the New England coaches. So he would come right in, hit the ground running. That's one of the reasons why I chose a lot of these players, is because of their familiarity with the system of Patrick Graham, and also they're good players. They're not only familiar with the system, but they've excelled in his system or in the New England system, and I'd like to see him. Once again, another veteran. He's 32. These are all one-year contracts, except for the Quan Alexander. We could sign to a 3-4 year deal. And then our last player here on this list is Eric Wilson. Eric Wilson will be 28 this year. Like I said, he's about the same age as Quan Alexander, but he plays outside linebacker versus inside linebacker. He's someone I wouldn't mind, signing to a 2 or 3 year deal. Not as familiar with him but did a little bit of homework on him. He's serviceable. Could be a rotational player for us. With Patrick Graham running all these multiple formations, we're definitely going to need as many, definitely defensive tackles, linemen, and linebackers as possible. Linebackers not so much because he runs a lot of nickel or dime packages, so you're going to have more D-backs, safeties, corners on the field. But you do have to have some linebackers that can also rotate in and out, because you're going to have linebackers that are going to be here on first down when you think it's a run play, and then you're going to have different kind of linebackers that can run when you're needing to have them do coverage. So hopefully this guy can come in, or any of these guys can come in and help. I'd like to see any of them get signed. I am a firm believer that linebacker is a position I've never felt like we've had a great core of linebackers since I've been a fan, and I've been a fan for years. Not to tell my age, but yeah, I've the last great, and I don't even know if I'd say great, but last time I remember I was having a good linebacking core was back when we had Matt Millen, and that was a while back. So Greg Biekert flashed. He was good, but the core wasn't that great. And then who else? Rolando McClain? No. We just really haven't had great linebacking play in years for the Raiders. So I think that's something that we need to address. I would love to address all of these needs that I've talked about so far, and the ones I will continue to talk about. I'd love to address every one of them in the draft. But at the same time, I'd also like to get a veteran there so that when we do draft a player, they're taught not only how to play the position, but how to be a pro. And so that's my outlook on this. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you got something out of it. And until next time, I would love to hear your guys' feedback on some of this stuff that I've talked about up to this point, or what you'd like to hear about. Please, please, please give me feedback. Leave a comment. If you watch the video, just leave a comment. Say it sucks. I don't care. I'm a grown-ass man. I can handle it. Sorry about cussing, but I am grown. I can handle it. I'd like to continue to do this and improve every time, or get on a path of improvement every time. Growth for me is a big deal, and I strive to get that in anything that I do, and this is what I'm choosing to do right now. So I definitely enjoy your feedback so that can help me to do that. Thank you guys. Appreciate your time. Have a great day.